Today I'm going to be reviewing this Penelope Havana. Let's get into it. Havana Udana. Welcome back, guys, to Foolproof Hunter. I'm Joey B, and today we're going to be reviewing Penelope Havana, straight bourbon whiskey, finished in maple syrup and rum barrels. Double cast finished, 93 proof. This is part of their Cooper series, like the Valencia and the Rio and the releases like that. So this is a bottle I picked up earlier in the year. I am way behind on reviewing bottles, so I've got to get back into it. So with that being said, let's get into this. So this is Penelope Havana. MSRP is somewhere around $80, 750 ml bottle. This uses Penelope's normal 4-grain mash bill, which is 74% corn, 16% wheat, 7% rye, 3% malted barley. Roughly 4 years old. Finished in, normal charred American oak barrels, and then transferred over to used Caribbean rum barrels and finished for about 12 more months, which puts this right about a 5-year bourbon. 93 proof, like I mentioned. Now, full disclosure, maple finish bourbons and whiskeys have not exactly been my cup of tea. They are traditionally a little too sweet for my liking. I did think this was very sweet when I first tried it, but it has been open for a pretty good amount of time, but you can tell I have not gone back to it very much. Anyways, let's get into this and see how I still feel about it. Yeah, it's just maple syrup, brown sugar, vanilla. That rum comes through, but it's light, mostly the maple. Yeah, it's just maple for days. Sweet, almost like some kind of maple candy. All right, let's try the palate. Okay, I will admit, and it could be just the way I'm remembering it, I'm remembering this being very, very sweet. Too sweet to even just sip straight to me. But I do feel like maybe either it was an off day when I tried it, or it has mellowed out since it's been open for a while, but that's actually not bad, sweet-wise. Now that I'm past that, let's get back into it and see what kind of notes I can pick out of this. Still fairly sweet, sweeter than a typical bourbon, right? But not overly sweet. I'm just really surprised at how much I'm enjoying this at the moment. A light rye spice kind of washing over. There's a little bit there, but it's, I don't want to say rye spice. There's some kind of a spice there, but definitely maple syrup, not getting too much of that rum influence. Maybe there on the front of the palate, I'm getting some of that rum influence, but that maple comes in hard. That maple is kind of what lingers on with this. There's also a light, like a dark brown sugar there. Not quite molasses, but something like that. Some kind of a darkish sugar. Maybe some kind of a dark fruit in there as well, like a raisin or something. Definitely vanillas, definitely, those typical bourbon notes are kind of lingering around in there, but it's pretty much just maple syrup and sweetness is what I'm getting. Not bad, but for $80 roughly, and that's retail, these do go above that when you see them in stores. For roughly a 5-year, for roughly a 4-year with a 1-year finish bourbon, I don't know. It feels a little steep, but I get it. It is what it is. It's double cast finished. That's probably not cheap. Not sure how they do it. If they finish in 2 barrels and then combine, or if they finish in one, then finish in the other. Don't know. It's really good. When I first had this, I actually thought that I was going to be using this mainly as a mixer, because what I do in a lot of my old fashions, I don't like using simple syrup all the time. So typically what I'll do is, especially if I have bourbons laying around that are way too sweet for me to enjoy neat, I'll use those as like a ½ ounce or something in lieu of a simple syrup in my old fashions and some of my cocktails. I actually thought that that's where this was going, but I will say that I'm actually really surprised at how much I'm enjoying the sip right now. So anyways, with all that out of the way, I do think this is a great sip. That $80 price point can turn off a lot of people, especially if you're not into really sweet bourbons. I will say this is above average sweetness level. So, buyer beware there. If you've got an opportunity to try this before you buy it, I definitely recommend that. So yeah, pleasantly surprised that it's not as sweet as I remember. This is still not going to be one that I reach for on normal occasion, because I'm usually looking for really bold kind of flavors as far as bourbon type flavors, right? So you can see I haven't had much out of this one, and I've had this bottle for probably 6-7 months. But with all that being said, I think it's still a great tasting whiskey. But if you're not into sweet ones, you may want to pass on this one. So yeah, Let me know in the comments if you've had this, what you think about it. You know, would you pick this up? Have you tried it? So let me know. Till the next time, guys. Cheers, y'all. Havana, Udana.